Hello. Welcome to my Verishop live. If you're new here, welcome. I will start in just a second, and I don't have my phone set up on a tripod yet because I'm actually going to show you some updates to my apartment to kick this off because, oh, my hair's a little bit crazy. Because I have new updates to my apartment right in time for this. The caveat is that some of my stuff didn't arrive in time from what I ordered from Verishop, but it's totally okay because I have other things that I can show you to preview what I've ordered. And yeah, we're just going to talk about like some of my favorite things that I have shopped for recently. I also feel like all summer I have been just like going nonstop, and I finally am able to like calm down the last weekend or two. And we've also received some big new things for our apartment, like rugs, and we got a new chair, which I'll show you. And yeah, so I feel like this is just coming at the perfect time. But I have so many things to share with you. So we will get started in a second. Hello. Lots of new faces here. Welcome. I'm Morgan. I am based in New York. I do a lot of, on like my Instagram and blog, I do a lot of like, I would just say lifestyle content. I wouldn't say my niche on those platforms is really home related, but I've always loved home decor and just like making a house, or rather an apartment, because I live in New York and I'm from New York, a home. And even if you're renting it, you don't need to own a place to make it your home. So I have felt very passionately about this for a long time. And in the spring, if you live in New York, you know what the market has been like to get a new apartment. And it was a nightmare, to say the least. So I started sharing a lot of like home tours and things that I look for on Street Easy, or other platforms when I'm searching for a home. And at the beginning of this year, I just decided that I wanted to talk a lot more about home stuff. So I'm just really excited for this. And if you follow me on TikTok, or you're coming here from my TikTok, or however, I share a lot of home stuff there, and I follow a lot of home stuff there. So that's really what I've been into and in love with lately. So that's the kind of stuff that I've been sharing. So me doing this home edit on Verishop, and I'll do, I think, one or two more, is just, I've been so excited about this for weeks now. So welcome. I am literally in a robe. Because I'm going to share more about this, but I wanted to start this off by giving you guys a little update because I have new updates to my home. And I'm going to show you my room first, because this is when I moved into the space. Our last room was huge, and I really just wanted our room to be a place where it felt like more of like a sanctuary. It's also probably a quarter of the size of our last room. And so it's taken a lot of, planning to figure out how to do that with such a small space. But anyway, without further ado, because I always run over with my lives, and I'm not going to do that today. So some updates. When you walk into my room, and maybe you saw my preview for this live, but when you walk into my room, I just got this new carpet, which I'm really excited about. A carpet does wonders for a room. And then I just have a ton of books, but I don't love how like all the different pops of color. So I stacked them, but I put the spine side toward the wall to just give more of a neutral look. And then I've had this mirror for a while. It was a gift to me. I'm not going to go like too much into a lot of the stuff because I want to get into some of my favorite things that I bought on Verishop. But I have a lot of stuff, and like piles I think are totally okay. as long as like they kind of have a theme. So I have a lot of stuff in that bottom basket down there, but then I sort of kept this entire area, especially during summer, just as like my summer themed corner of my room. Also, someone on TikTok said that my room is like a fiddle leaf room, which I just love because we have 3 fiddle leaves in here. Um, I also got a lot of questions about my art. This is me from Bali. All of the photos in our apartment, for the most part, were taken by my boyfriend Christian, who's a photographer. So we're very lucky there. But wanted to just like give you guys a little. I've been doing my lives from my bedroom for the last few weeks, and I feel like I'm not giving you guys the full view. So, wanted to give you guys a little bit more of a peek before we kick off the home show. And then I'm just going to come out to I can't show you like some of the areas of my apartment yet because there's stuff everywhere. Also, Christian has never made an appearance in my lives. So here he is. Hi, Christian.
I'm tuned in.
And my doggy right there. But we also just like figured out this corner the other day. I actually ordered something on Verishop to organize all of these blankets, but this chair is new. Our console is new. We have a lot of work to do in here, but this is like the main area of our apartment that we hang out in the most. So, wanted to just give you guys a little preview of that before we get started with my live stream.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Christian. So my home is just where like I don't know. I spend so much time here, especially during quarantine and in the last year. And we moved into this place, as I said, in May. So it takes a lot of time. And I think that like the beauty in moving into a new place is that you can you can take time to actually make it your own. I think that one of the biggest things that I see with people, especially living in the city, is that they like get a new apartment and they just rush to furnish it or like rush to find the pieces that they love. So my biggest thing is that I always take a lot of time to collect beautiful things that I love. And quick note, I discovered Verishop, I would say like a year and a half ago, when I was looking for like little updates for my last apartment. And I came across Verishop, which I fell in love with because they carry so many different brands and you can discover so many cool up and coming brands that just make really unique pieces. I also think that like living in the city, people get here and they're like, I need to go to like these 3 stores, like to shop for everything in my apartment. And then all of a sudden, every apartment that you see on social media looks the same because everyone's buying it from the same places and not getting super creative about opening their eyes up to like new brands or even just like taking the time to search online or in person in vintage stores. But I really think of Verishop as like a boutique that holds so many verticals. I mean, I've obviously, if you guys have tuned into my more recent Verishop lives, I've done a lot of beauty and fashion recently. And it has some of my favorite brands like Madewell. And then this brand that I discovered recently when I was doing more beauty stuff and like testing into new masks and skincare called Soon Skincare, which I loved. But Verishop just has so many different things. And if this is your first time on the app or just joining me, I encourage you to spend time on the app after my live. This will go on until 10:30, but you will automatically get a discount on your order if you shop until I want to say 11. I don't know why that detail is slipping my mind right now. I think that it's like an hour from when my live starts. So until 11 p.m. Eastern time, you'll get a discount on anything that you shop, whether it's stuff that I'm sharing in my live or if it's just other stuff. So, and when I pull up the things that I am going to share today, you'll see that they're already marked down with the prices. So encourage you to browse, especially if you're moving or if you're just like you've been in the same place for a while but you're just looking for like little updates. I think that finding pieces of decor, especially in the world of just like so much social media, people are rushing to like finish their homes when I really think of a home as a perpetual work in progress. I really cannot wait until I own a home, hopefully in the next few years, and can put in like, get my hands dirty, do some construction, like knock down some walls. But I think that like some of the things that I'll share tonight, which, feed into my love for hosting, feed into my just like me being such a homebody. These are things that you can always just like treat yourself to, and they're at very reasonable price points that makes it feel like you upgraded something or you're really excited about something without having to buy an entire new piece of furniture or without having to, break the bank on updating a piece of your home. So I'm going to start with one of my favorite things, and I've probably shared these in past lives because this is just, I want to start small. This is something that I bought these probably at the beginning of the summer, and I just wanted like a very small update to my coffee table, but coffee table books can be as much as like $300, which I don't think is ridiculous because they are a piece of art, but as cheap as like $70. So it's a pretty big investment. And I wanted something that I felt elevated my home space without breaking the bank. So these coasters, and if you're just joining me now, I did not receive one of my shipments in time. So I'm sharing some things that I either own already or that I've bought in the past from Verishop. I have a couple things that actually will be here. So just keep that in mind. I will be sharing like the options that I did order. These are on Verishop, bought these on Verishop, and as you saw my little pile over here of like rattan, I think that a really small update like this is something seasonal that you can add to your home. And like I use coasters everywhere because I have a lot of vintage furniture. It's something that like you need in your home because otherwise, especially when you start investing in more expensive furniture, you're going to have rings all over from just like placing liquids down, placing a wine glass down, placing a cocktail down. And when it perspirates, it creates these rings. These always sit on my coffee table or like in my bedroom on my nightstand. And they come with 6, which I think is great because a lot of coasters come with 4, which isn't quite enough. So I love these. I think that they just like add a little bit of flair, like a little bit of decor to your coffee table or like to a room. And it's something that's so small that I think that people just like overlook a lot of the time. Or they realize that they need coasters too late in the game after they have rings all over their furniture. And that's just like damage that's really hard to undo. So I love these, and $29 if you shop on the Verishop app. Um, these are beautiful. You have to respect wood, as Larry David would say. I love that. Yes, so true. I always get questions about like my dresser, my burl wood nightstands, and these are vintage pieces that like I were like gems that I found in the city at some of my favorite vintage stores. I can't replace them. It's not like I can go into one of these stores like CB2 or something and just be like, hey, like I ruined this. Can you fix it? Or like, I need to replace this. Also, pieces of furniture, as I said, are very expensive. So you don't want to like be in that position. Um, Love these. And it's one of those things. I'm 27 and I feel like, especially in the past year and a half or 2 years, I've had these little things that I do make me feel like I am really coming into like adulthood. I still think that like grown-ups are grown-ups. And I'm not quite there yet, but this is just like one of those things. Like I love coasters. And it's something that feels seasonal. Like this could be something that can maybe be out for summer and fall, but then like you replace with more of like a stone, um a stone coaster like this, that's more like all season. I think that we're like kind of beyond doing just like overdoing the seasonal decorations all the time. I think that there's a very tasteful way to do it, but love these for something seasonal to just like upgrade your home in such a small way. And I love these. I found them on Verishop, bought them from Verishop, and people compliment them every time they walk into my apartment. So that's the first thing. Also, feel free to ask questions, and I will tune into your questions and answer them as we go along. Okay, the next thing that I want to share with you guys. So I am like hosting brings me so much joy. Just like bringing everyone into my apartment, or bring everyone together for an occasion to celebrate. I will find any occasion to bring everyone together and just like do a beautiful dinner party, or have everyone over, drink wine, whatever it is. So this is one thing that I have, and this is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Ulio, Ulo, I don't know. And I've had a couple different wine purifiers. This one is by far the best. It is definitely on the more expensive side, I think, of wine purifiers. But this thing is incredible. So you can put this over a glass of wine. I'm not drinking wine tonight, but say, for example, this candle is a glass of wine. And I like this one because you can just like do it. You can do it over like a decanter, which I'll show in a second. Or you can just do it over a glass and you pour the wine in. And I have served like a lower price point bottle, like a $10 bottle, to friends who are snobbier or just have a more expanded wine palette. And I'll put it through here. And it really does like, I love wine. I wouldn't say that I have a very expanded wine palette. So don't chirp me on my verbiage, but it does really bring out the flavor of the wine a lot more. So technically with like red wines, you're supposed to let them air out. This will do that automatically. And I think that this one like pulls out the sulfites in the wine, which like that's a huge part of what will give you like a wine hangover. So this is amazing. The next thing that I'm going to share on my screen, which this one hasn't arrived yet, but I am very excited to receive it. Again, like this is more of an investment, but this is also something, if you are a bride to be, if you're planning on getting married, if you have a wedding to go to where you just like need to get someone a nice housewarming gift for the perfect host, a decanter. I actually got this one as a gift from one of my best friends. And the one that I'm sharing is the Ulo Wine Purifier. So it's a decanter that has the purifier built into it like this. There is just something about pulling out a nice bottle. So I have like hiccups from my seltzer or my sparkling water. This is just something that you like pull out, especially at a dinner party, or when you have friends over for dinner, or even if you're just having like at home date night or at home girls night, and you pour a bottle of wine into a decanter. Yes, there is science behind a decanter and like obviously a very specific purpose for it, to air it out and like to let it breathe in the way that it's supposed to. But it also just like, it adds to the experience of drinking a glass of wine. And I love the one that I'm sharing on the screen right now. Again, it's at a higher price point. It's $127, but a nice decanter anyway is going to be at least like, I don't know, $70 or $80. So adding this purifier into it, I think is just the perfect hostess gift, and something that like you'll have for so long. The other thing that I want to add in is that these have filters, which I think just like further proves, like I've had a couple different purifiers and they were cheaper, and you notice the difference in the taste of the wine. And I just think that like having a filter in here, which you switch out, I want to say like every 6 months, depending on how frequently you're using it. But having a filter in here actually like makes me think, at least, that like it works a lot better than other ones. I also have a lot of friends who are like much more serious winos than I am, and this brand, the Ulo, is the brand they like stand behind, that they love. So love this, highly recommend this. And then if you wanted to up it with, you know, for a gift, for a great like housewarming gift or a hostess gift, or for a bride, or like for, you know, a gift for anyone, or to put on your own registry, I think that this like decanter is the perfect thing to ask for, because it's obviously at like a higher price point. It's something that maybe you wouldn't buy for yourself, but something that you would love to get, which is always my standard for buying gifts and for asking for gifts. Things that like I don't want to spend on for myself, or someone else isn't going to want to spend on for themselves, but they will love receiving it, and it's something that they'll use. So highly recommend both of these two products that I just shared. The next one, I'm trying to go quicker than I usually do because I always run over. I just have to share this, and I ordered some of these because I have never seen a pillow insert that like has really good reviews and is a high quality pillow insert for this cheap. It's $13, and with the live stream discount it comes down to $8.29. Good pillows are the best thing ever. And I always get so many questions about all of the like throw pillows. Another great thing to like change out, or, you know, just like switch up when you want a little bit of a change, or when you want when you just like want to like switch things up. So in the fall and in the winter I switch out some of my shams on my sofa, and then in the summer I do something lighter, like linens, to make it just like feel like a little bit of a change, and to switch things up, and to like feel like it's a new space, but something that's, you know, a pretty small thing that you can change around, or a less expensive option. Then again, like buying a piece of furniture, feeling like you need to like really invest in something. And I mean, things like this, like I've had these for years. Just invest in pillow inserts. I also think that like I have had the experience when I first moved back to the city after graduating from college, where I would like go abroad and buy all of these like beautiful pillow covers, and then I would never buy the inserts because I was like, oh, that's like another added expense. So this brand, Pillow Cubes, also has other sizes, but look at them. Michelle asked which size is a standard pillow in a king. So the one that I'm sharing, I believe, is a standard. For reference, we have a queen size bed, so we have standard pillowcases, which I don't think that you need a king size unless you use it as like a body pillow, or if you have a king bed. And then a king size is going to be a little bit longer. So I would say it probably comes like out to here. And that's so that it will take up the entire length of your bed, or the width of your bed rather, to, you know, when you have a king size bed. Obviously with a standard, we have two on each side, so that it takes up the entire width of the bed. But if you have a king size bed, obviously go up in size to a king size pillowcase, because it will take up the width of the bed without having like space in the middle, or like having to like stagger your pillows to make sure that the bed feels full. I like to do 2 kings and 2 standards on a queen bed. Ooh, I might need to do that. I will say, like, king size everything. In this current bedroom, we cannot fit a king size bed in here, but I do love king pillows because, as I said, they like, you can use them as a body pillow, and I always like to sleep with a pillow in between my legs because I have scoliosis. Another story for another time, but the way that my back curves, it's really uncomfortable for me to like lay on my side, because it sort of accentuates the curves of my spine, and it can be really uncomfortable. It's also just really good to like equalize your back when you do sleep with a pillow in between your legs, because it makes it a lot more comfortable, and just like makes sure that your your body is like, you know, the middle line is all evened out. So highly recommend. I also have just been like, I follow a lot of people who have been having babies or are pregnant, and I'm always so infatuated by the like pregnancy things that you can buy now, like the pregnancy pillows. And I'm just like, I'm not pregnant. I don't plan on being pregnant anytime soon. But the pillows look like they're life changing. So 100% stand behind and support this movement of using king size pillows on a bed. I also will say that like using standard pillows, we have two on each side, and they kind of just like, you know, sometimes Christian will end up with like three pillows and I get one. Um, so I think that like having two kings on a standard or like a queen bed would sort of eliminate that issue because they would really take up a lot more space. Anyway, wanted to share these because this deal is just incredible. $8. I mean, like you can switch out all of the pillows on your bed for under $30 if I can do math right. Okay, the next thing that I want to share is I am wearing this robe, and I love this robe. I wear it over things. I am wearing pajamas, but I wear my robes over things so frequently because it feels like just like a walking blanket, or if I'm just like doing things around the house, but I don't want to wear a sweater, or like I want to feel the warmth of something or like feel the weight of something, but don't want, you know, to have something in the way. I love to wear this like over my pajamas, over my sweats, whatever. But also, this is an amazing one because it's so plush for if you do get out of the shower and use it as anyone would wear a normal robe. It like soaks up the moisture so well. And I love the detailing of this, like the navy piping. Um, this one is normally 120, comes down to $100 with the discount on Verishop. So if you are in need of a new robe, and sometimes I feel like people don't realize that they need a robe until they have a robe, and then they're kind of like, where has this been my entire life? This is an amazing one to order. The weight of it is incredible. It's, as it says, plush. Like plush anything is my jam, especially with like bath stuff and linens. So I love this one. Highly recommend. And I have a couple different robes. I'm actually going to show you one in a second. But this is one of my favorites, especially as we're like getting it more into like this cozy season to just like wear around the house. It's like, I don't know, back in the day they would have like these beautiful silk smoking jackets. I feel like in this day and age, especially as we're, you know, still in a weird period of the world, this is the perfect thing to just cozy up in, wear around the house. And then also, like, you know, if you want to just get out of the shower, put it on, then like it still has all of the things that you want for a regular robe. Okay, I'm about to go over. So I'm going to share one more thing, and then anything that I didn't get to share this week, I'll share on my next home Verishop Live. But the next thing, I'm going to share something that is similar to this. So I haven't received my Attitude Waffle Towels, which I'm sharing on the screen right here, but they come down to $35, and I've heard incredible things about the brand Attitude. And I ordered these because one of my other favorite robes is this waffle material, which I wasn't super sure about when I first got it. I didn't understand the hype about waffle material, but this is something that I have waffle blankets on my bed. Not currently, but it's this layer that is breathable, but not too heavy. And I love my waffle robe, so I ordered the waffle towels. And I've heard amazing things about Attitude, this brand that makes them, on the one that I'm sharing. So these ones come down to $35. I also will say, like, I hoard towels. I have so many. I actually need to like go through them, but I always like to give, like, when I have like friends staying over for a weekend, or like I always like to give them a really nice towel because I just think that, like, especially when you're staying at a friend's place or you're a guest at someone's house, those little tiny luxuries are just something that like make you feel like you are staying at like a 5-star hotel. And I think that like it can be something as small as this. So things like the waffle towel, you know, it's obviously going to be more expensive. I always like to have like 4 of my favorite towel for myself. Just so that like Christian and I can each have one, and like if it's dirty then we can swap it out for the other one. So, you know, if you're trying to save money, order 2 of these for anytime you have guests over, or like anytime you feel like you just like need to really unwind and give yourself little luxuries. But I will also say, if you are looking for just like new towels, I cannot recommend waffle material robes, towels enough. They are truly just one of the best things ever. Okay, I am about to hit my time. I swear, like, time has just started flying by the last few weeks as I've been doing these. But as I said, if you shop on the Verishop app tonight, you will automatically get 15% off, which is incredible because it will automatically apply for the next 25 minutes until 11 p.m. Whether or not you buy the things that I'm sharing. But if it is your first time on the app, like, go and browse. I think that like down here, I updated my app recently, and I think that like down here, one of these buttons, it will take you to like the homepage of the Verishop app, and you can scroll through and like sort of watch people as they like create content, and automatically like tap into like shop some of the things that they're sharing in that post, which is awesome because it has this like social media aspect to it. But then you also can just like browse based on like dresses or like wedding dresses or swimwear or sexual health or home. I mean, there's literally like the amount of verticals that Verishop has tapped into recently is incredible. When I can't sleep, I will just browse on the Verishop app because it's quite a shopping experience, and it like fulfills my retail therapy itch without, like, I'm not always shopping, but like sometimes I'm just scrolling through my home feed of people who I follow, and it's always so entertaining. Well, I am going to sign off, but I am here every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. If you have never joined, I hope that you continue to join. We do wind down Wednesdays. Sometimes I have wine. Christian always thinks that this is called Wind Down Wednesday, but it's just winding down. And this time is great because I always go right from here into bed. So thank you all so much for joining, and I will be live next week. So I will see you guys there. Ta-ta!